Okay, good afternoon YouTube and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I want to talk about another smart home or tech product. And this is another smart home bulb. Now if you've looked at my other videos, I've reviewed a lot of different smart home tech devices. And I'm always branching out the companies trying to get product or a sample to share with you guys. And so this video is sponsored by the company called Flux, and I want to just go ahead and publicly thank them. They were nice enough to send me 4 of their smart bulbs and 1 set of their LED Bluetooth enabled smart lights or LED strips, which I haven't found the home for yet, but I will review those at a later date when I find the perfect space to put those. I'm kind of running out of places to put bulbs, so I kind of have to rotate things around. And a lot of the areas I have LED strips, I don't want to peel off because they're functional. I don't really want to waste them. So I will find the location for this at a later date and get a little bit creative. But for now, let's talk about the 2 bulbs, the 2 different types of smart bulbs they send me. And these are called the Flux 2nd generation smart bulb. One is black, one is white, as you can see. The black one is actually your Bluetooth version, sorry, and then the white one is actually your Wi-Fi version. I'm going to read you the specs. I'm not going to show you the bulb because, let's face it, this is what it looks like. You know, it's a bulb. I will say though, I'm very impressed with the build quality of the 2nd generation. This is actually glass, and this is actually appears to be what feels like a ceramic or metal, maybe aluminum, not really sure, but nonetheless, they feel solid. And I've had a few bulbs sent to me by other manufacturers where they're still functional, but they don't feel as well made as these. These are definitely up there with build quality with your LifeX bulbs, which makes a fantastic product. I have 7 of those bulbs in my house, and I love them. I think they're great. So let's talk about these bulbs, though. Again, one is Bluetooth enabled via the app. One is Wi-Fi enabled via your network and the app. As far as specs on these, you have instant bright on. They're plug and play. No hub is required. An E26 base. That's your standard American United States base. Other countries use it as well. 16 million color combinations. 20,000 hours of LED lamp life, 550 lumens, that's equivalent to a 50-watt incandescent bulb. It says your Kelvin temperature on these here for your whites is 2700 to 6500 K. And I'll talk about that in a second because I kind of stuttered for a second there and I want to explain why. And of course they are dimmable via the app, and they only draw 7.5 watts each. So if you guys are still using incandescents, with the price on bulbs nowadays, there's really no excuse, even if you don't go with a bulb with this kind of ability to change colors and be operated remotely. The power savings alone is great. I never have to worry about leaving lights on because they hardly draw anything. All right, so differences. Naturally, one is Wi-Fi, one is one is Bluetooth. There's 2 different apps for each bulb, depending on which one you get. I have both, so I have both apps. The differences between these are just that. One works with your phone, with the Bluetooth on there, and the other one works with your Wi-Fi. The difference between the Bluetooth version, and I encourage you to check out my video I did the other day on the Bluetooth version of this bulb. The Bluetooth version, the advantage I found with the Bluetooth version of the bulb is that because of their app, the way they have it designed, there is actually a better color wheel for you to actually tune in the proper color of white. So if you're looking to actually have that perfect cool white color, the Bluetooth ones definitely work better. And if you're not really looking for a bulb that's specifically only Bluetooth, and with the Bluetooth, you can only operate this bulb when you're in your house or within range of the device. Whereas the Wi-Fi version, you can actually operate from outside your network. You can remotely control them. If you're at work, you want to turn the lights on or off. I do it all the time if I forget to turn something off, or I just want to add a little bit of light. For whatever reason, I can do that. So you have a lot more control with the Wi-Fi ones. But with that being said, the Wi-Fi color wheel for the whites is not very good, where it's very difficult to dial in that cool white. Now for me, I don't like cool white in my home. I like the warm white if I'm going to have white at all. Otherwise, I have ambient light on like I have now. Now behind me, you'll see, right, let's get this lined up. Whoop, wrong side. These 2 right here, those 2 lamps are the Wi-Fi version, and then the lamp off to the side right here, this is using 2 of the Bluetooth version bulbs. They both operate with the same amount of speed. The functionality is exactly the same, other than the fact that the Bluetooth version, if you want to dial in that white perfectly, that cool white, it does it much better with the app. But you lose the ability to control it from outside your network, to have unlimited range of these devices. So I personally think the Wi-Fi version is a much better option for people if you have Wi-Fi. That's really about it. The Bluetooth one would be a great option. Let's say you have a scenario where you need to use these bulbs and you don't have a Wi-Fi network. Maybe you have a situation where, okay, you have a basement or maybe part of your house or maybe somewhere out in the backyard where you want to have light, but maybe you don't have Wi-Fi signal, or maybe you're in an area, let's say just a scenario, let's say you have a cabin somewhere and you don't have Wi-Fi, but you have power and you want to have a smart bulb with that functionality to change the brightness up and down, set timers, which is great. The Bluetooth one, you can enable automatic timers as long as you set the timer while you're connected to the bulb. This would be a great option for you. The other thing about the Bluetooth one as well is that what I like is that, so a lot of times Bluetooth devices, you have to actually connect to the device, and so it's a nuisance. You got to pull your phone out, connect to the Bluetooth device like you would your stereo or a headset. Once it's connected or paired, then you can control it. With this, once you open the app, it's almost like a temporary connection. It connects to the bulb kind of on the fly, so you don't have to constantly go back and forth and reconnect the bulb. That's a great feature as well. Now, as far as the Wi-Fi ones are concerned, what I like about this too, and I was pleasantly surprised, that one thing that annoys me when it comes to bulbs or any smart home device that's Wi-Fi enabled is that a lot of them you have to download another app. And let's face it, not all these things play well together. Whether you have a smart home hub by SmartThings or Wink, I mean, none of them work with everything. But you know what does work with everything is your Google Home for the most part. Pretty much every device I've added to my network as far as bulbs is concerned works with the Google Home, and in most cases the Alexa as well. So what I've always said about these Wi-Fi enabled bulbs is that you have to leave the device on all the time, and so you lose the ability to have that switch. So for a lot of people, it's something to kind of get used to, where no longer do I come to my house and say, you know, if it's something I want to turn on, I don't just use the switch anymore, because that's powering the device. It needs to maintain a Wi-Fi connection. So it's fantastic that you can actually still use a switch, and that switch has now become your voice. And so the great thing about the Google Assistant is that it's worked well with almost all the devices. Whereas like my Samsung SmartThings Hub, it works with the main brand. So like it works with my Sylvania bulbs, my Sangled. It does work with LifeX, but I don't use it with LifeX, and Philips Hue. And I think there's a few other ones. But some of these off brands, these more affordable brands, it does not work with, unless you want to get involved in some serious hacking, and I don't do that. I leave the devices alone. So that's the advantage with using the Google as a hub. I hope that one day they come out with maybe an app that works with Google, that you can actually use your phone and have all your devices under one app. But what I was saying was, what's great about this is that I already have an app on my phone. It was called the Magic Light app. And I believe it's called Magic Light. Let me double check that. It's called the Magic Home, excuse me. And so I have some Wi-Fi strips around the house, the LED RGB strips. They're very affordable, cheap, under 10 bucks. Off eBay, you can get a Wi-Fi controller, whether it be infrared, RF, or Wi-Fi. And a few of mine have the Wi-Fi controller. And so that's part of the Magic Home Cloud, or their server, which actually allows you to control those lights from a distance. So they work on their Magic Home. What I was pleasantly surprised was that not only do my Wi-Fi strips work with the new Flux app, okay, but so does the other bulb by an off-brand I reviewed not that long ago. I forget exactly which brand it is. I think it's called Magic Light. I think it's called the Magic Light bulb, actually. And so I was really surprised when they instruct you to download this app right here, the Flux app right there. Go ahead and press that. It actually populated my other devices under the Magic Home cloud server. And so now I have basically under here 6 devices under one app. So now I don't have to worry about having another app. I can delete the Magic Home app because I no longer use that. I still have it on there to show you guys, but now I have one app controlling all these different devices. And so that was really pleasant to know. And you really don't know if it's going to work under certain apps until you get it and try to set it up. Nice thing about this, as soon as I added this and signed in, it pulled up my other devices. So I have complete remote control over all those different devices. My headboard LED strip, my painting light that I did a review on, the chair lamp in the bedroom, and now these 2 bulbs behind me. So absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad they were compatible with this app. That's really about it. As far as the app is concerned, it's very similar to a lot of the other apps I've had. The Magic Home app is exactly like this. This is just an updated version that works with the Flux bulbs. And, you know, like here, you can just go over to the groups. And so right here I have my office. I'll go ahead and click that, and then you have your color wheel. So here's what I mean by cool white. It's actually more like a purple, but warm white is right in line with what you'd expect out of just a nice warm incandescent bulb. And again, the cool white has kind of like that, I don't know if you can tell by the video, it's kind of a bluish hue. But then all your different colors, pink, you can set up 5 different presets here. I've been liking the pink, but you can go blue. Whatever color you want to go with on the color wheel, you can adjust that to green if you want. Whatever you want, you'll be able to adjust that. So you can set timers in here, and you have a nightlight function, microphone function. You can make them dance to music. I'm not going to show you guys all that stuff today because if you do buy this, I encourage you to, you can mess around with that yourself. Very user-friendly, very easy to set up. Now, the difference between this and your LifeX bulbs, price difference, you'll get about $36 to $38 per bulb. LifeX is going to run you about $50 to $60 per bulb. Now, advantages to the LifeX bulb, really, the lumens are twice as bright. They're new 1100. I have the 1000s. They're new 1100s for the same price, 1100 lumens. Of course, they draw more wattage. They're about a 14 watt draw, I believe, 10 to 14. But you're getting a lot more lumens, so they are a lot brighter. Advantage to the LifeX bulbs as well, their color wheel on there for your whites is awesome. I mean, they have a color wheel showing you every Kelvin temperature. You pick the one you want, and the color temperature is perfect. You can tune that. Some days I'll tune it to like what the light is coming through the downstairs window. So it's almost like it's just more natural light. So that's a great feature. But like I said, the only downfall of these, if you're looking for something to really fine tune the whites, if that's a concern to you, I definitely recommend the LifeX bulbs for the price over these. But for the price point of these, if you're looking to get involved in some smart home devices or smart home bulbs, this is a no-brainer. They're the nicest ones I reviewed in that price point. As time goes on, I'll receive more samples to share them with you guys. But as far as right now, my pick for the more inexpensive Wi-Fi enabled or Bluetooth enabled smart bulbs is definitely the Flux. They're the generation 2. They're well made. They feel solid. They feel of quality. And the app, I love the fact they use that app, because now if I want to go buy a cheap, $5 RGB controller off eBay, I don't have to get another app. So they're all compatible. They work with Google Home, and they work with I believe the Alexa, but I primarily use Google Home. I tend to use the Alexa as a backup if I'm playing music through my Google Home and I want to turn something off. I don't have to interrupt her. I can just go ahead and use the Echo. So that's just kind of how I do it. So guys, I hope you liked the review. Once again, Flux, I encourage you to check out the links in description for each of these. Both of these have a purpose, although I do think that most people will probably go with the Wi-Fi enabled version, only because, let's face it, in today's day and age, everybody has Wi-Fi. But if you have a situation, again, that you don't have Wi-Fi, there's an option for you as well. Comparable in price point as well. Alright guys, well stay tuned for my other video on the Bluetooth version of the LED strip. I'll be reviewing that once I find a spot for that. Again, links will be in the description for where you can purchase this stuff. If you haven't got involved in the smart home stuff with the different bulbs, I encourage you to drop a couple bucks and get some. You're gonna love the ability to if you have a Google Assistant or an Alexa, it's a no-brainer. Pick something up like that. You're gonna love it. And just for the fact you can get this ambient light, it's great if you're watching a movie. You can dim it down to whatever color you want. It really, really is fantastic, and I love these bulbs. So once again, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel. More reviews coming for my watch lovers. You guys know I'm always pumping those out. And I got so much smart home stuff now, it's getting harder to find stuff to review. So I'll keep trucking, guys, and I'll keep sharing. So thanks again, folks. Have a great evening. Take care.